On this episode of Guest Adventures, we depart Exmouth for Coral Bay prior to heading into Quobba Station. From here we head into Carnarvon for our last resupply of the trip prior to heading into Denham, then Kalbarri, and then heading home to Perth. So we've pulled up to the People's Park in Coral Bay. $58 a night here, so I think it's the second most expensive we've paid for this trip. Nice little cozy place. We've never been in Coral Bay before, so if you haven't and you love diving and fishing and beach, this is 100% where you need to go. The water on these sites is bore water, so you can't drink it. There's heaps of warnings around, so obviously standard stuff, if you're going to use it, just sort of boil it and stuff like that. But we filled up at where were we this morning? Exmouth. We filled up there this morning. I've already been for a dive this summer. Like, I didn't know that the reef was that close. It's like 10 meters out, and there's Spangled Emperor that were like, 500 mil long, about 3 meters out. So dinner looked very appetizing, but it's a sanctuary zone here, but further south by a few hundred meters you can go there. Otherwise, nice little cozy. We're only set up with a small version of us today, and a quick one before we hit the road to Quobba tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to eat at, I think it's called Bill's tonight. They do good burgers and stuff like that, and we're just about to walk down to the shark sanctuary or nursing ground or whatever they call it, just to the north. So we've already done the rural and the urban tour here and everything like that in about 15 minutes. Got fuel. There's 24-hour fuel here. I think it was $1.67-ish, which seems about normal up this area. And we'll see if we can find anything interesting in our little walk along the beach. But yeah, the diving up here was fantastic, especially for that close. Really surprisingly good. So another relatively short drive. Today it was only 270 k's, and we're at Quobba, and we have probably the best campsite that I've ever stayed at. So I'll give you a little tour. So we're on a sand dune overlooking the marine sanctuary, and we are proper in the midst of it all. I can't even remember how much it cost to stay here, so I'll put it up down below here. Apparently $44 a night-ish, so well worth it. We're here for 2 nights before heading back down into, Carnarvon. But if you don't hear from me again, start looking here. It's gorgeous. It's really amazing out here.
We'll be trying not to be found.
Yeah, we won't be found here. Definitely not here.
Yeah.
Start the search elsewhere. So tonight's dinner we're going to do another little roast on the Weber. We bought what do we got? 1.052 kilo lamb leg with bone. I think we got it at the butcher in Exmouth. So we're sort of just chasing cheaper meats, so it's only sort of $15 worth, which is nice. So we'll start with that and go from there. So my theory with this one is half hour. It's half hourly checks pretty much with Weber no matter what. Heat the Weber full bore on the max volume. We'll cook him for half hour on the max volume and then go down to that one notch again above the halfway line. So we'll turn him down eventually to that setting, so that singular there. So we'll keep him cooking at the moment and go from there. Like, this one's significantly smaller than the pork we did the other day, so 90 minutes should be good, and a bit of medium rare lamb never hurt anyone anyway. Veggie wise, so we've got half hour till we'll have to put the potatoes and all that kind of stuff, and we've got an onion again and tin potatoes this time. And yeah, should be nice and easy. I'll give you half hour updates again, and we'll see you at the end. So we are half hour in. First look. So not too bad. We'll turn down, and we've got a load of what have we got? Sweet potato, pumpkin and onion, and we've got a tin of potatoes as well that we'll fry up in there. We'll just chuck them on now. So they're all on now. The next step is just to drizzle a little bit of oil onto the vegetables. Not too much. We're going a little bit crazy. Just to get it fine on its way. And then we'll go from there. Another half hour for this. So this is our hour in sort of update. Nothing really we have to do here, sort of have a look and flip over the veggies as required. So not looking too bad. What I might do is I might turn it up just ever so slightly to get the veggies underway. Woo. And go from there. So we're almost done now. We're sort of at the 90-ish minute mark, so we'll have a quick look. Grab our lid this time. Yeah, we're pretty close. Maybe another 10 or 15 or so, just to fix it up. We've already cooked the gravy in the Yeti mug again, so I cooked the gravy and then put it in the Yeti mug so it will stay hot. And then spuds are frying and beans are in. But this is our view. Pretty damn nice. So we're at I guess about 110 minutes. So not too long, but I think we're pretty much done at this stage. We'll just carve up that. Veggies are done. Veggies are done inside, and gravy's done, and then we'll show you what it looks like before we eat it. There we go. Roast lamb. Number 2. We'll see how it goes. So it's been a pretty quiet day today. We just spent the morning, we went down to the blowholes, but I think because the tide was so high, they actually weren't blowing or anything like that. Then we went a little bit further around past the sanctuary and had an attempt at fishing. No luck there. But the Savo, so we walked along this point here, probably only about like a little bit further around the corner than you can see there, probably like another 50 meters or so. And we got to see a handful of whales breaching, which was nice. Now we're only sort of at 150, 200 meters off the coast, which is quite good. Tonight's dinner, we're doing a roast pork, same as what we did in the bungle, so nothing extravagant. I won't give you a step-by-step guide how to do it this time. But otherwise, tomorrow's trip, we're heading into one of the caravan parks in Carnarvon and the powered site to basically top up water and get some more electricity into the van. We do have solar. We didn't chuck it out for like 2 days. We're fine. If we were sort of like open-ended, we'd chuck the solar in the car and onto the camper as well. But yeah, 82 kilometers or something to get into Carnarvon, so tomorrow's gonna be easy. As the issue we have is it's a later check-in at like 2 o'clock, so we'll be held up there. Otherwise, we're just admiring our view for the day in the evening. It's a bit windier today than it was yesterday, and a little tiny bit more overcast, but still quite warm, and it's nice here. It's really nice in Quobba. We didn't end up getting down to Red Bluff in the end. We're just sort of like, maybe next time we'll save that for the next adventure we head out there. So I think it's like another 60k-ish to get down there. So, but I think we'll be back here eventually. It's relatively close to home for us. So, but yeah, definitely don't mind Quobba and the campsite we've got waterfront house. So. So we are at the Coral Coast Tourist Park in Carnarvon. I'm starting to forget how much these things cost at night, so I just put it up in the link below. Quite a nice little setup here. It's pretty close into town. I'll give you a look down here. That's sort of the main drag. So everyone's got a little bit of shell grit, and we've all got a little bit of a concrete pad to sort of do our thing. The main thing for us is it was only like 80k from Quobba, so we're here to fill up, charge up. We've already been to Woolies. Car's been washed after the Cable Beach and Quobba run. I washed enough that it's clean underneath at least. And then we've already done the Woolies run to restock for the last stretch, so we should have enough meat now to get pretty much home at a reasonable price, whereas some of the food works and IGAs and whatnot are a little bit steep for some of the meats. But yeah, so we've got some mince and I can't remember what it was called. It's like a lamb flank or something like that. It looks pretty good, so that grilled up on the weather is going to come out delicious. Otherwise, the weather today looks horrendous. So the sun's just peeking through, but there's massive cold fronts hit Perth already, and apparently they've had rain for the last 30 or so hours, and we might just get the top of it. So and we've also just heard the Peel and Perth region are just going into a little, not a snap lockdown, but like the mask restrictions and everything else have come back in because of the situation over east and all the COVID stuff. And anyway, so we're going to dodge most of that, which is good, but we'll keep an eye on it because obviously we're going to be home in just over a week, so we'll be driving rapidly into there. But otherwise, the reviews to this place look pretty good. If you got kids, apparently this is one of the best parks. They put a movie on every night on the big screen in the camp kitchen down there, and we came a little bit earlier, like a few hours earlier, and we'll just go to Woolies or whatever, but they actually let us check in, which was awesome, so we could pop up Woolies and get everything done. One other thing, the toilet blocks here, they're all individual en-suites. It's bizarre, we've never seen it before. It's really good. So you can go into a booth, lock that door, and you'll have a toilet and a shower and a sink and everything in there, which is really cool. So good work here. Free Wi-Fi as well, so with this bad weather, I'll probably do some editing of some of the photos and stuff, because I have many gigabytes of photos to go through and try and find the good ones to slowly post up on the Instagram and show you where we've been. But yeah, so far so good. We might do some touristy things if the weather holds out, but you know, that's probably the first snippet of sun we've had in the last hour. We'll see you around. So we've just pulled up to Denham Seaside Caravan Park. We've stayed here a couple of times before. So we're just on the dunes. Where are we? Probably in here somewhere. $56 a night. We're here for 3 nights, so it's good. Maybe I can catch a fish this trip. Maybe. Might take a miracle, but this is the view that we have. So, which is pretty nice. So the plan here is we'll have a squiz of the Francois Perrin National Park is probably the main thing, and then go to Shell Beach and all those sort of things on the way. There's a fair bit of roadworks this morning, and there was also a fair bit of like fire warning. They had the bushfire out here this morning, so we'll keep an eye on that, but we got through nicely. Well, she is dead calm, and the water is bloody freezing, so I don't know if we're going to be doing any diving here, but I do think we'll be fishing. A couple of blokes up here are giving it a go, but quote the last guy I spoke to, he said it's just bringing on beer a lot quicker because there's nothing biting. There's a little bit of bait fish around, so I don't know what's really out here. We haven't fished this beach down here. I guess it's the main beach down in Denham. We usually fish in like near Gregory's and stuff like that in the national park, so but we'll give it a go maybe later tonight. Bring some beers down. So today we're at Francois Perrin National Park. Right now we're at the northern tip, so Cape Perrin actual. So it's about, I think it's about 45k driving up. It was relatively good, so we just air down to about 20 psi is our magical number for up here. And speed wise, you kind of vary between about sort of 15-20 up to like 60. Some of the clay pans are like better than the highway we've been driving on lately. So, but overcast day today, as I mentioned. So we were camping at Denham last night in Caravan Park, and it's basically been like this all day and all last night. And so we're here for a few days, so we'll give it a go today, see what we can get out of today, and then go from there. But our plan is we headed to the north end of the national park, and then we'll drive south and pop into all those sort of key spots here. So yeah, but we're the first ones here by the looks of it, and we're the only ones here now, which is good as well. So, but yeah, bit chilly. It's about 20 degrees, and yeah, otherwise the car was pretty good. Still getting used to driving auto off-road. Obviously you can sort of like release the clutch in a manual and you'll sort of automatically slow down because of it, whereas in an auto you drive a lot faster in an auto. So speed wise it was good. And tyres and grip here, I'm used to those same sort of tyres with the Jeep, just different size, so did the trick. But he's now very orange underneath, so you'll get it clean one day, new car, you'll get it clean. But yeah, we heard last night the majority of Perth and Peel went into lockdown, so we'll be watching that relatively closely and seeing where we go from there, as we're expecting to get back sort of this weekend. So the lockdown finishes Saturday morning at the moment, so fingers crossed we dodge a little bit of it, but if we don't, we don't. Go back and a couple of days lockdown and get the cars clean and the van ready to go again for the next trip, whenever that be. But yeah, we'll jump down to the beach now and have a squiz. So we're now at Skipjack Point, which is obviously the car's namesake point. It's nice up here, so there's a nice little walkway, and then this walkway leads to a lookout, and generally speaking you'll get sharks and all sorts in there, so we'll see what we can find when we go up there. Shell Beach. Windy as all hell again, but this probably would have been a better day in the national park because it was a bit overcast yesterday. But the beach itself is made up of all these little tiny little cockle shells. So once again, it's due to sort of like the hypersaline water around here, and yeah, apparently in some spots it's up to 10 feet deep of these little shells, which is pretty cool. So we're at our next campsite. We are at the what's called Red Bluff Kalbarri Tourist Park. I think it's $60 a night here. So for us, it's probably one of the more steep sites that we're paid for the trip. Ensuite site. Again, these things are becoming more prevalent, eh? So the further south you go, it looks like most of them have these. Bit of car noise, obviously. But we are at 3 o'clock in a school day, so it's not too bad. So the entire caravan park is ensuite sided, which is kind of cool. Red Bluff itself, you can see from our ensuite door, which if I step up, just over the back over here, if you can see anything over there, don't know. And then reasonable Wi-Fi as well. So at the moment our plan is we'll likely get some photos and stuff around the cliffs and everything, and head into the national park tomorrow, and we'll basically just do the Z bend and then check out Nature's Window. Last time we went there it was packed, but that was pre-COVID, so I don't know what it's actually like now. And the caretaker that was here was saying that majority of people that are transiting through are southbound. So Perth's still in lockdown. So we're tossing up between whether, so we'll do 2 nights here. If Perth is still in lockdown, we'll stay somewhere between here and Perth, so we don't have to do a day of lockdown for no reason. Noting that we've been outside the area the whole time. If it isn't in lockdown, we'll likely punch through and do the 680k or whatever it is, straight down and arrive Saturday night. So basically, fingers crossed that it doesn't go too bad. We're expecting the like everything, we'll probably have masks on when we head back into that area. But yeah, otherwise, we only did a snappy little setup today. It's sort of like, it takes about an hour and a half for us to fully set up both flies, the awning, the camp table, kitchen, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the way that we're set up now, it takes us like 15 minutes. It's so much easier, and we're in the shade already because the sun is behind me. So we're facing, like I'm facing to the east now. So between this and the ensuite side booth, we're sheltered. So we'll go from there. Otherwise, there's still a fair bit of damage around from the cyclone, So we're doing the whole sort of like fill your esky type thing here. So we came in pretty empty. So we've already gotten fuel and gas. We'll go to the local IGA and get some more veggies and stuff like that prior to heading into the potential lockdown. And worst case scenario, it just means that we've done our shopping before we get there, so we don't have to go out for no reason. But for both of us, we're sort of not fussed if we go back into a lockdown. It actually gives us an opportunity to clean the van and everything like that, and get the car back to speed and clean and everything like that prior to heading to work. So that's kind of why, like with these videos, if you're watching them, I was going to edit on the fly the whole time, and then I was having issues with my the space on my computer. And the way that MacBooks work is, or with iMovie, if the file directory changes when you publish the video, it just goes black and you have nothing there. It doesn't come up like, oh, error, there's no video file there. So I didn't want to put any more files onto my computer, so I'm putting it onto an external hard drive that I borrowed off a mate, and slowly editing the photos. But now I've got to the point where there's so much in my iCloud, my Adobe cloud library. I've got like 400 photos that I need to suck into the cloud that I've edited. So the Wi-Fi right now is actually quite handy. Otherwise, that's us for now. We'll probably just do something easy for dinner. We ended up getting here a little bit early, and because they love their greenery here with their sites, you're not allowed to check in before 2, so we decided to go to the pub. So I had a palmy, and Rhonda had what'd you have? Espresso martini and chicken burger sandwich on focaccia or something like that. It looked pretty good.
Espresso martini set me on my butt.
Yeah, so yeah, we had an earlier drink than normal, but a drink nonetheless. But yeah, we'll show you some of the sites over this afternoon and tomorrow. And then and then basically the last touristy thing we're going to do is Hutt Lagoon on the way south. And then we've been fanging on, what are the pies? What's the place? Badginjarra or something like that. So if you go the inland highway via the Indian Ocean Highway to get back to Perth, we've always stopped in this random servo, and every time we've gotten a pie there.
So meaty. And
they're delicious. And old mate sells them frozen to you as well if you want to take some home. So if we're in lockdown, we're taking more than some, and we'll take the whole box load. But yeah, but it sounds pretty interesting down in the south at the moment, but with the whole toilet paper crises and all that stuff happening again. But we're kind of lucky that we've been on the outside, but you can still see sort of noticeable changes up here, which is like everyone's a little bit concerned and on edge, but that's fine. It is what it is. We'll go from there. So it's nice and brisk this morning. Probably second or third coldest night we've had. What was it? 8 degrees in the van? 8 degrees in the van this morning, so freezing. So we're up relatively early, but we're at the Kalbarri Skywalk. So last time we came here, they were still building this. So I think they started construction in like 2018. So it's only been open about 6 months or so, I think. So we'll check it out and check out Nature's Window, and then likely do the Z-Bend hike, walk, whatever it's called. But yeah, shouldn't be too bad. It's just around the corner. So as we puff our way up the hill, Nature's Window. There was one person in the line, which was amazing. So last time we were there were tour buses worth of people. So a little bit of a snap lockdown in Perth, mixed with a little bit of COVID, has actually made this place super quiet. Like, so good. And just over my shoulder here, up there, that's the skywalk we were just on, which from here is actually significantly bloody higher than what you think it is when you're on there. So yeah, I think we might have passed maybe 60 people in total, which is awesome. But otherwise, come and see here. I always forget how good it actually is here. So we've just headed out to the Z-Bend side. We're doing the river walk, which is a 2.6 kilometre walk. So yeah, 2.6k walk to there, and it's kind of like a Y in the middle of it.
Trust me to know the exact kilometres.
Yeah, Rhonda knows the exact kilometres because the other option was sitting in the car.
We'll not walk any less anymore, I think.
And then there's the Z-Bend lookout, which is sort of 1.2 from the start. So if the map was to scale, it kind of looks like the lot of it might be like 3k. So we'll have a cheeky squiz and go from there. The track conditions, it's supposed to be grade 4, which I don't actually know what that means anymore, because I've done a grade 4 in like Hawaii, and that thing was like hectic. So I don't know if the grading system in Australia versus the States are different. But this, yeah, probably. This is the track conditions we've got. Not too bad. For now.
Apparently there's a big climb and a rocky, shaly climb.
Yeah, so we'll see. The grade 4 starts. So we're just pulling up past Gregory's now. So we've just done Hut Lagoon, which we found out has some of the biggest mosquitoes on earth because they're in the car and on me everywhere right now, and I'm the first person to get done by that. We've also found out in the last sort of 5-10 minutes that Mark McGowan's announced that the lockdown that Perth went into will, the restrictions will ease as such, and as a result we'll be looking at heading back home tomorrow directly from Kalbarri, rather than sort of kind of, I wouldn't say wasting a day in Geraldton, but it'll give us another day before we have to get ready for work and all that kind of stuff, so we can get the car and caravan all squared away whilst we drive through Gregory's and have a squiz. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the videos, and if you've got any questions, I'll probably wrap up a question and answer and things we learned video after all this. So if you enjoyed it, comment, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It helps us a little bit in the long run. I'm not here for the money in the long run out of this. It's just more of a hobby. But yeah, if you got any questions about the car or the van or what we do again in the future, let us know. Cheers guys, see ya.